The tray is designed to hold all the pastels that I have here in the studio. Each one is a different color, and there probably are close to 1,000 pieces right here. Blacks themselves are pretty good, pretty dark. The grays are very important to me. Begin a painting by choosing usually a particular object. The objects that I choose usually come from around the house a lot of times. There'll be objects that I use every day or that I feel a particular affection for or find a specific beauty in, or they may be objects that I found at my feet while walking on the beach, such as my stone series. Most of my paintings are at eye level. Then it just depends on the painting. Sometimes it's an unbelievable struggle to come up with a pleasing composition, and there is arranging and rearranging and photographing, and no, this is the negative space between these two objects is incorrect, or the depth of field isn't right. I need to move this over, and I'll rephotograph, and I'll fuss, and sometimes this can go on for days. Balancing cups and saucers and fun things stuck together with glue or hot glue or tape, rubber bands, whatever I could do to secure this in place so that I could paint it. I remember focusing on minutia. So I don't know, where does that come from? Is it my being a Virgo? Is it what? Is it the way you're raised? Is it the way you see things, or the way you want to see things? Intoxicating.
What do you mean?
Detail. I think it just pulls you in, and it's really hard to simplify things, shapes, and not include all the detail. And that's something that one has to learn as an artist, is to just include the essential information. An example of a painting I'm working on, a photograph I took of a small farm in Sonoma that I love. You will not recognize it if you've driven past it, because a lot of it's made up. At least this half is totally from my mind, just to improve the composition. Added these two elements. This one initially was going to be a square tower, but sort of echoing this, but it just wasn't working out, so it's now a granary tower. And I was going to put some sheep in here, but I decided that's an element that needed to be left out. Too small. The ADT sign, as you can see, is gone. Basically, I'm using this as just to help me with the perspective. I usually don't have any concern about knowing when it's done. I can see when it's done. It's met my expectations in terms of composition, color, the way it's rendered. Occasionally somebody will come and ask me what I meant by a painting, and I'd rather not explain it. I don't want to have to explain my paintings. Let the viewer decide what they see or want to see in a painting. I certainly don't want to superimpose any meaning or emotional content that I might have had on the viewer.